Good afternoon. Today's Tisha B'Av, the saddest day in the Jewish calendar, a national day of mourning. We mourn the destruction of the first temple 2,600 years ago, which we read much more about through Jeremiah and Isaiah. We mourn the destruction of the second temple. We also mourn those who perished in the Holocaust, the Kazakhs, the pogroms, Khmelnytsky, and of course October 7th. It's a sad day. We don't eat, we don't drink, we don't wash, we don't bathe. Till half day we didn't sit on chairs, we sat on the floor. Last night in Shul, we took off the parochet of the ark and the cover of the bima. We didn't put all the lights on. We sat on the floor and we read Lamentations from Eicha, from Jeremiah. It's a day of sadness, but it's also a day of hope. You know, my mother's birthday is on Tisha B'Av. And we always used to kibitz. Sometimes you would tell her, Ma, you know, the world was so sad. On Tisha B'Av, God sent you. And we wanted to tease her. We would say, look, you were born on Tisha B'Av, a day when everyone cries. But the truth is that Tisha B'Av is not a bad day to be born. The Gemara says something remarkable. That on Tisha B'Av, Noilad Mashiach Shal Yisrael, that their ultimate Redeemer, the Mashiach, was born on Tisha B'Av. And the rabbis explain that it doesn't mean literally that the Redeemer will have his birthday on Tisha B'Av. But the Torah is telling us something powerful. That as the Gemara says, that God always, and therefore since God destroyed the Beit HaMikdash, since the temple, the Beit HaMikdash was destroyed on Tisha B'Av, God created the Redeemer, the potential for redemption, for an era that will take us out of exile before he destroyed the temple. And therefore Mashiach had to be born, the idea, the concept, on Tisha B'Av. We know that although Tisha B'Av is the saddest day of the year, it's a day of mourning, it's also considered a holiday. We don't say confession in Shul because Tisha B'Av is considered a Yom Tov. Why? Because it says in the time of Mashiach, in the time of redemption, Tisha B'Av will become a day of celebration, a day of happiness, with the rebuilding of Jerusalem and the Holy Temple. The Torah tells us, the rabbis tell us that the reason why the Beis HaMikdash was destroyed was because of baseless hatred. What's the medicine that God created before even the temple was destroyed for us to heal that? It's love that's unconditional, that goes beyond any rationale, beyond the reason, beyond the logic. And we've been seeing this in the most remarkable way since October 7th. People that have done things that have gone beyond the highest calling to be there, to stand there for their brothers, for their sisters. And just today, there was something deeply moving that happened in Israel. Jordan Copper is a lone soldier from America who unfortunately last night died a sudden death of an allergic attack, a very rare allergic attack. And his family posted, there's no flights, most flights were canceled, they couldn't make it, no one from his family was able to make it to the funeral. And they asked people in Israel to go to the funeral. Now it's Tisha B'Av. It's 100 degrees in Israel. Everyone's fasting, they're hungry, they're thirsty. But I'll post in the comments, you'll see, people posted online. Thousands of people showed up to this person's funeral. Not they knew him, not they heard of him, not they know his family. It was Tisha B'Av, the hottest day of the year. You're thirsty, you're hungry. It's shmoiling, but yet, Jews went out of their comfort zone to go and be there for this lone soldier, that he should know that he's not alone. That's called Ahavas Chinam. Love that's unconditional. And that's the medicine that God created even the Tisha B'Av, Nailad Mashiach Yisrael, the redemption, the Redeemer was born on Tisha B'Av because the potential for us Jews to unite in such remarkable ways, which will ultimately bring redemption to the world. When we sat on the floor today, on Tisha B'Av, it was 1 hour, 1 day, you're hungry, you're thirsty. But it's over 315 days, 312 days that the hostages have been in Gaza. Every day is Tisha B'Av for them. And when we feel their pain, when we unite with them, when we show unconditional love in everything we do to make sure that we could do whatever we could to bring them back home, we are in effect being the Redeemer, the healer, who will usher in a time of redemption, a time of healing, a time of Mashiach, which should happen speedily nowadays. Have an easy end to your fast. And Yehofchu Yamim Elu L'Sasen L'Simcha. May these days become days of joy, days of happiness for all of us, for all of Klal Yisrael, and for all of Eretz Yisrael. Have a